It's quite an honour, really, to be chosen to work on something like this.
I think the exciting thing for me is what it's destined to do, Peking to Paris.
The car is being rebuilt, made fit for purpose through a series of different experts.
We have gone from stem to stern, through the car, through the engine, looking at every point where we might encounter a failure.
It's an extremely gruelling task for any car, let alone a car that's 100 years old. Really, there is no room for error.
My name's Ben Cussons, and I'm chairman of the Royal Automobile Club, the second oldest motoring institution in the world. More importantly, I'm a great friend of Tomas De Vargas Machuca, who owns this fabulous 1914 American LaFrance behind, with which we are going to attempt to drive from Peking to Paris, 14,500 kilometres of overland journey in the spirit of the original 1907 run.
First of all, I'm not taking it for granted that we will get to Paris. Should we be blessed to not have major incidents and get to Paris, it'll be great because it will be the achievement of two friends, the achievement of a car. It'll be something that you tell your children, that you tell your grandchildren.
It's the biggest, toughest rally in the world. You're driving from the Pacific to the Atlantic. The American LaFrance is the oldest car in the rally.
$210 miles on half a tank, which is actually makes it cheaper to fly to New York with current fuel.
I've done the veteran car run a few times, but that's 60 odd miles down to Brighton. It's not quite in the scheme of doing hundreds of miles per day.
What's amazing is you're perched up on this little seat. Thank you. The armor in the jackets is actually quite comfortable. But you have a different vantage point. Usually when you're sitting in a rally car low down, you've got the wall, you don't really get to see. So it's a beautiful drive up.
Like any car, when you prepared it first time, you've got to shake it, and the shakedown is to see whether anything shakes off.
Look, I think I'm so much more confident than just 2 days ago. We've done, what, 400 miles, which is not much, but we'll end up, by the end of the Scotsman, we'll have done probably about 10 to 15% of the original of the route that we're looking to do on the P2P. So that's a pretty decent #1 shakedown.
You can't steer it one-handed, you can't turn the wheel with one hand. You've got to put both hands, put your shoulder in, and to make it turn.
On average, on long runs, we can get to 55, 60 miles an hour. That gives you a good run, so you're not trailing too far behind. We've got our 45-minute checkup, which includes chain, oil. We put in 4 liters of oil now after 200 clicks, so pretty consuming from that perspective. I am tightening the chain, so to make sure that this slacks for about 1 inch. So it's a new chain, and it's bedding in, so it's stretching over time. So after about 250 miles, we check it, and if it's slacked too much, you just undo this bolt, take the safety pin up, tighten it up a little bit, and off we go.
How old is that?
This is 108 years old. So when this car was manufactured in America, Britain was an empire.
Really?
Yep.
Wait, didn't Britain own America at that time?
This is an American car,
It's 180 years.
It used to be a fire truck. This year is to do the final testing for our American LaFrance, which obviously is going to be a car for the Peking to Paris. And we've competed on the Flying Scotsman. We've driven down to France and back. So we've done winter, we've done normal temperatures, we've run about 5,000 miles. We've never driven it in the sands.
We're in a 1914 chain-driven car, and it's just not built for these events. We've built the car specifically for this, and it's been fantastic and it's performed well, but it's not fast.
Yeah, it was a good day yesterday. Drove all day.
just to give Thomas a little bit of a break. I think 8 days of continuous driving have made his hands a little bit swollen, fighting the mighty beast.
Our clutch basically got too hot, trying to get out of the sand, even though we were trying to help the winch that was working very well, and to help the winch we actually affected the clutch. So we finished rebuilding the clutch at about 1 o'clock. We put it back and the pedal was stuck, so everything we had done was a good thing, but we had to undo because it was something else.
Yeah.
Well, the wings, yeah. So this is the sport version. This is actually a kind of Formula One derived kind of wind deflector. It creates, the ground effect that was so popular in the 1970s. It works great. The car's been wearing so much better with it.
We decided last night after struggling on the test yesterday that it's not us or the terrain, it's the aerodynamics.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to have an easy time, don't rally in LaFrance. I mean, so it's kind of our own making, but good stuff, good testing.
Yeah, I've stumbled on my words there because it's been more than I expected. The scenery, the people, everything like that's been fantastic. But the just amount of hours spent working on the car and in the car has been way more than I expected, and we expected a lot. So we've learned a lot about the car. We've learned a lot about ourselves. Some good things, some bad things. The hardest thing I think I've ever done in a car, and a good 30% of the P2P. And bring it on. It's an adventure of spirit, mindset, friendship, resourcefulness, and engineering.
Dust in the desert is a killer. It's super fine. You mix it up with oil and water, it's like a carborundum paste. It grinds everything away in its path. We've got to stop it doing it to the car.
If it breaks, you're stuck, and if it doesn't break, you finish. But we're trying to build it as bulletproof as possible so that doesn't happen.
We want to make a true radiator, as near a copy as this as is physically possible. We've got to get it right, it needs to work, and we want to see it in Paris.
I've never done anything quite so extreme, but between me, myself, and I think, gosh, you did it, and you did it in an authentic car.
We're throwing everything at it to try and get there. Rest assured there's going to be blood, tears, shouting, screaming, sleepless nights, aching backs to get there, but we will never give up.